Okay, so now that we have all of this down, we can start simplifying it. 0 meters just goes away. We'll multiply these two terms to get 47.751 meters. We can multiply these all together to get negative 43.806 meters. Add those two and we get 3.945 meters. So what this tells us that our final height is 3.945 meters. Looking back at our diagram, we know that the crossbar is only 3.05 meters high. So if the ball is at a height of 3.945 meters, which is what we calculated, the ball should be over the crossbar. But the question also tells us by how much is it over the crossbar. So that's pretty simple. We just find it by finding the difference of those two numbers. This minus the height of the crossbar. And that gives us 0.895 meters, which is 0.895 meters above the crossbar. So that will be your answer to part A. Now for part B, it asks you, is the ball rising or falling when it reaches the crossbar? So looking back here at our diagram, if we can find the time it took to reach the maximum height, we can determine using the time we initially found to get to the crossbar, we can determine if it's going past the maximum height and is falling, or is it still rising to the maximum point. And in order to do that, we're going to use this formula, which is VYF is equal to VYI plus AYT. So we can find the time it took by isolating for the t variable, which is t is equal to VYF minus VYI over acceleration. And I'll tell you why I chose to use this formula. So from our diagram, we know the ball travels in a parabolic shape, and we know at the top of the parabola right there, the velocity is going to equal 0. So that means our final velocity, since what we're calculating now is when the ball is at its maximum height, the final velocity at that height would be 0 meters per second. The initial velocity in the y direction is what we calculated before, 15.97 meters per second. And we are going to divide that all by the acceleration, which is the acceleration due to gravity. And that gives us an answer of 1.63 seconds. So we know now that it took 1.63 seconds for the ball to reach its maximum height. And since we also found out in part A that it took 2.99 seconds for the ball to reach the end goal, we know that the ball must have passed its maximum height already and is continuing in a downward direction. So that would be our answer to part B. The ball is falling when it reaches the goal. Alright, so I hope this video helped, and yeah.